Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to the session today. My name is Chinmayi, and I am the Simplification expert on the Partner Experience team in the US. And what that means is that I like to take the partner program and break it down into consumable bits and pieces. And I do that through the MPN 101 community, through Yammer, through my community calls, blog posts, yada, yada, yada. My job is to make sure that you know what resources you have as a partner in the Microsoft Partner Program so you can build your business and use that as a tool to make sure you're building your practice. Today we're going to be talking about how to attain a cloud competency, and within that specifically, how you can use the Cloud Enablement Desk and partner technical services. We also have subject matter experts with us that will come up on stage a few minutes later. The goal of this session is to make sure that you know how the Cloud Enablement Desk and partner technical services can act as your guides to help you get to that competency and build that cloud practice. The value of attaining a competency. Now, I don't know how many of you actually have a competency, a cloud competency today. Show of hands. Anyone? All right, I see a couple. The value of attaining a cloud competency comes in threefold. One, you save money by internal use rights, by support incidents, and also by eligibility to incentives and investments. Internal use licenses, you get enough to support up to 10 employees for Action Pack, for 25 employees for a Silver Cloud competency, and can support up to 100 employees for a Gold Cloud competency. In addition to that, with a Gold Cloud competency, you also get account coverage, which means you have someone at Microsoft talking you through the partner program, talking you through building your practice as well. If you want additional information on all those different parts of the program, like a programmatic overview, you can come to the experience booth tomorrow, Wednesday, I believe it's in the afternoon, and I'm doing a partner program overview there. We can talk about that later. So you'll save money by attaining a competency. You can establish credibility. A lot of partners that I talk to say that my customers might not know about a competency, but other partners do. So when I go into Inspire, when I go into a meeting with other partners and I say that I have a Gold Cloud competency, that has value. That puts me on the map. A lot of other partners also say that they use the competency as a roadmap to build their business. To attain a cloud competency, there are a few steps that you'll need to take. You'll have to demonstrate sales performance. You'll have to pass technical exams, so you're showing us that you're technically capable, you're technically credible as a Microsoft partner. You will have to provide customer evidence, so we ask you to get referrals from customers that you're already working with, and you'll have to pay the fees. 4 steps in order to get a cloud competency, and I've talked to partners who use that as the roadmap for their business. I am at an Action Pack subscription today. I want to get to a Gold competency, and in order to get that, I need to have X amount in sales performance. I'll have to show that. I'll have to get customer referrals, and I'll have to pass these exams. So if you're just starting out, it might be a good way to figure out what your next step should be, and then you get to the cloud competency. So before I even jump into the Cloud Enablement Desk, the benefits of getting a competency is unlimited support around the cloud product that you have a competency in. So let's say you have an Office 365 competency. You get unlimited cloud support around Office 365 throughout the time that you have a competency. And if you're not familiar, a support incident costs about $400. So if you're getting that competency, you get unlimited support. So just think about that and the value of that. Cloud Enablement Desk is a program that we've developed, Microsoft has developed, to help partners get to that competency. One of the issues that we've had, or questions that we get from our partners, is that, yeah, I see the value of a competency, but just where do I start? What is my first step? How do I get to that cloud competency? And that's why Cloud Enablement Desk exists. You will be assigned a cloud program specialist who will work with you for up to 6 months to help you get to that competency, to help you use your resources and the benefits you get from a competency better, so you're not leaving anything on the table. The requirements for this program is that you will need to be an active member in the Microsoft Partner Network, so you have to have an MPN ID. You have to have the willingness to get to that competency. And what I mean by that is there are a few steps, as we talked about. There are 4 steps to getting a competency. Are you willing and enthusiastic about getting to that competency? We'll get you through the sales performance. We'll help you get through all those steps. When it comes to the point of paying the fees, are you going to back out? Let's not make that happen, because when you're going into this process, Microsoft is investing in you. We're investing a resource to help you build your practice, to help you attain that competency, and we want to make sure that you are in all the way to get to that competency before you nominate yourself for the Cloud Enablement Desk. The objective of the Cloud Enablement Desk, yes, one of the main objectives is to attain a cloud competency, but the other objective is also to help you utilize your competency benefits. So you might be coming into the Cloud Enablement Desk for your second cloud competency, or you've had a competency, you don't have a cloud competency yet. We want to make sure that you know all the benefits that you get by getting into a cloud competency. And also, we want to help you build a sustainable cloud business throughout that. 6 months is a short time, if you think about it. But the guidance that you'll get will help you make sure that you maintain this competency in the future as well. What does the life cycle look like for a partner who goes through the Cloud Enablement Desk? You have an onboarding where the cloud program specialist assigned to you will call you, talk to you about your business, and figure out a plan. What is your plan? Because every business is different. Every partner's goals are different. What is your plan? What is the competency that fits your plan? And then what are the next steps? Then you'll have cadence calls. Or you can also reactively reach out to them as well. During these calls is when we'll talk about partner technical services and how you'll use some of the benefits. And then there's graduation at the end of 6 months, graduation. But what that means is that during the 6 months, we've talked to you, we've made sure that you know the resources that are available to you. You're not running blind in getting to this competency. If you need more time, maybe you re-enroll yourself. Or if you got 1 silver cloud competency, 1 gold cloud competency, and you want 1 more, you can re-enroll again. So how do you get to the Cloud Enablement Desk? It's a nomination process, but you self-nominate. Basically, it's a form. Click on the link, enter some information, make sure you're an active member of the Microsoft Partner Network, and you're willing to invest the time and effort to get a competency, and voila, you're in. It is free. There's no other investment other than your time. So if you are already on the path to getting a cloud competency, why not give this a shot? When I talked about the cadence calls and what the Cloud Enablement Desk actually talks to you about, the one thing that I wanted to talk to you about was the technical pre-sales and deployment services. So these are the partner technical services that I was talking to you about. You have advisory hours as part of your competency, as part of your action pack benefit, that you can use to get technical assistance before a sale or after a sale. So if you're making customizations for a customer presentation, you can get help, technical consultation from Microsoft. Or after a sale, if you need help with design, development, deployment, you can also use those advisory hours. What we also have are technical journeys for different scenarios to help you get the assistance that you need. You are starting your cloud business, you're growing your cloud business, and at some point you want to optimize your business, and we have something for you for each one of those phases within your cloud journey. Now, these technical journeys that we talk about are broken down into 4 big buckets of partner scenarios: modern workplace, business applications, apps and infrastructure, data and analytics. So you see there are different scenarios in each of these buckets, and there are technical journeys across each of these scenarios. And what is it that I mean by technical journeys? It sounds a little vague. There are 3 ways to engage throughout your journey: remote technical training, one-on-one consultation, technical consultation, and dev chat. Now, there's technical training that happens based on the journey that you want to take. And you can sign up for it, Some of them use advisory hours, some of them don't. So you'll be able to get into this regardless of whether you have advisory hours or not. And then there are one-on-one consultations. So these are the advisory hours I was talking to you about for pre-sales or post-sales deployment and design help. And then there's dev chat. If you're a developer and you need help with something, you have a quick question, you can just log on and ask your question and get the answer for that. Partners who have gone through these journeys. So if any of you are familiar with the Azure Mentor program, that was one of the places where we kind of tried this technical journey and trying to get partners to engage with the partner technical services. And partners who went through that journey, they ended up with 3.5 times more revenue than they were doing before. And one of our partners also said that it helped them close their deal faster. It helped their deployment time to be reduced, and hence they saved money because they had the right technical help that they needed at the right time. Now let's take a look at what a hybrid cloud infrastructure technical journey looks like. Again, as I said, you want to get started, you want to grow, you want to optimize. And for example, you might want to use your Azure internal use rights. And there's a technical session for that. How can you use your Azure internal use rights? Because if you have a competency, you got that. Are you using that properly? There is an infrastructure as a service starter kit. And that's a starter kit consultation that you can get, and that's a one-on-one thing. So that's the one-on-one consultation I was talking about. And then there is a technical deep dive on hybrid cloud infrastructure when you're ready to grow your business within hybrid cloud infrastructure technical journey. And when you get to the part of optimizing your business, that's when you can ask the experts and do more of a Q&A with the technical experts there. Of course, there's additional ways within that journey. I just wanted to point out the top 4 within the 3 main groups. The best way to get started is to go to the technical services link, figure out what's eligible for you and what fits in with your business model and what competency you want, and make sure you get started. And with that, I'd like to call on our subject matter experts, Christy Jastrom and Rami, who are both experts in partner technical services and Cloud Enablement Desk. Would you want to come onto the stage?
Thank you. Check.
Yep. So, Rami, hi. Thank you for coming on here.
My pleasure.
First question, and would you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Rami Newjame. I'm a business engagement manager with the Microsoft Customer Support Organization, and my primary role is to support partners with a lot of the support and enablement programs available through the NPM program.
Perfect. And Christy?
Hello, everyone. My name is Christy Jastrom, and I sit on the technical pre-sales and deployment team. So again, our focus is really providing that guided path to partners through these technical journeys so you can engage with the Microsoft technical experts to help you accelerate your sales, deployments, and application development across those 4 key solution areas that you've heard about this week.
Perfect. Rami, my first question for you, can you give me an example of what, I know I kind of loosely talked about the life cycle within the Cloud Enablement Desk, and you've seen partners go through that. Can you give me an example of what that journey looks like and what partners had to say about it?
Yeah, great question. So let's say we have a lot of partners that are investing in multiple cloud competencies. And let's use an example, the cloud platform competency. Partners who want to grow their business and they want to build an Azure practice, the cloud platform competency is ideally where you want to get started with to build your practice. And like Chinmayi mentioned earlier, with the Cloud Enablement Desk, there's 3 core things that you'll be able to achieve with. One is the cloud program specialists, which these are the resources behind the Cloud Enablement Desk. They're there to help you with the process of attaining a competency. So all the steps required, they'll meet with you through a Skype session, and they'll work with you together with building out an achievable plan of how to attain your competency. And that's important because you also are running your business and there's a lot of requirements. So we'll build out a realistic plan. So that's one. Secondly, the benefits associated with earning competencies are rich. And what we found through a lot of conversations with partners is that they're unaware of all these great benefits. You know, they get lost in the NPM program. So since you have a dedicated resource for up to 6 months, that individual is well versed in all the benefits available to you as partners. They'll walk you through not just what's available to you within the sales incentives, marketing plans, especially the support aspect of it, which is highly underutilized. They'll walk you through benefits like the technical pre-sales deployment services, all the assets available to that, the signature cloud support, which is great from an incidents perspective. You get unlimited incidents for that. And then what's really important is they don't just give you an overview, they'll actually educate you when and how to use it with examples, which has kind of been the missing link in a lot of our learnings in the last couple of years. And the third aspect during the journey is they'll provide you, they'll touch on, they won't go too deep into it, but around a profitability assessment. So they'll walk you through, first of all, how to use Partner Center in MPN, which is critical to manage your profile and your competency. And then they'll walk you through the cloud solution provider, so our preferred licensing program for you to transact. So you can, during that 6-month period, you can start transacting, and they'll show you in the next steps how to engage with, for example, the distributor if you're selling in the SMB space, or you can wait till you graduate whenever you're comfortable. So those are kind of 3 things that are that are part of the life cycle as far as the Cloud Enablement Desk.
Perfect. And Christy, my next question for you, similarly, can you explain a journey, a technical journey? I know I talked about the hybrid infrastructure journey. Can you explain how partners have utilized that? And I know you've worked with a lot of them also.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we talked about those 4 key solution areas, another great, we have journeys across all of those, and really the purpose of the journey, just to start off with that, is there's a lot of resources and things coming at you, and how do you make sure that you're going through the right path at the right time? How do you engage with those Microsoft technical experts as you're going through that journey? So you're learning something, how do you go deeper with them? And so one of the other great ones that we have that use all of the 3 different examples is our application development technical journey on Azure. So as we talked about DevChat a little bit, I mean, that is a very unique experience that we're offering here at Microsoft to those that are app developers. And so anywhere across that life cycle as you're planning, building, or operating your apps, and you have some of those questions that you need answered, you can, again, quickly chat with a Microsoft engineer. It's live. It can go, level 100 to level 400 content. So it's not just, you think of a chat, it's quick out the door, and a lot of these last, like 90 minutes. And so the other great part of that is if you need to go deeper into your environment, that DevChat engineer will help you get into one of those one-to-one consultations, so you can really go deep, like through a Skype experience with one of our technical consultants as well. And so you think about, especially developing apps, one of the things that people are talking about is marketplaces. There's a lot of confusion around that. What marketplace should we be in? What are the technical aspects around that? So we have a consultation called Developer Marketplace Consultation. So again, it's a great opportunity as you're going through this journey. We're going to teach you, and we're going to teach you about those real world scenarios. It's different than your training sessions that may be for specifically competency. Yeah. It's really, what are you experiencing on a day-to-day basis as you're developing apps, as you're building customer solutions. We get the insights, what our partners are contacting us for, and so we're like, hey, let's develop this technical training. It's interactive. You're asking the same questions, and the ability to be told the next step you should take and how to get to our experts. So it's really this full circle that you can engage, and you don't have to start in the beginning. It depends on where you're at from a partner organization. If you've already kind of got started and you just need to go a little bit deeper and you're growing that workload, that cloud workload, I mean, we definitely have that full circle of services for you to engage in. Again, leveraging your MPN benefits. So you have these benefits. A lot of people don't really understand how to best use them, and so we've provided this path to help you leverage them along your way.
That's great. And one last question for you. Why should a partner use the technical services versus not?
Yeah, so one of the key things you talked about there is was we piloted with the Azure Mentor program was partners that leveraged that technical journey had over 3.5 times more revenue than partners that did not during that time period. So to me, it's really revenue left on the table. You have consultants that are going to need some help along the way, and if they're not accessing or using these services, which are leveraging the benefits you have, it's really leaving money on the table.
Yeah. Same question for you, Rami. Why should partners use the Cloud Enablement Desk versus just attaining a competency on their own?
Well, it's straightforward. So if you already have a cloud competency or you have a competency, you've gone through the process, you understand how it works, sure, go on your own. But if this is your first time, if you're first time trying to attain a competency, if I'm a partner, I would definitely leverage this, the Cloud Enablement Desk. You have a resource, you have a dedicated resource for up to 6 months that will coach you, handhold you, guide you throughout the process. And they're also a SME in everything MPN offers. So there'll be some related questions around benefits, around some of the stuff that Christy's talking about with some of the technical journeys or the other offerings. So to me, the key is that account management piece that you'll get up to 6 months that will help you throughout the process.
Perfect. Thank you. And just a couple what next points for you. Make sure you nominate yourself in the Cloud Enablement Desk, and make sure you know and get started on the technical journey at the links that you see so you can build your cloud practice. There are a few other sessions that we talked about. The US General session is this afternoon at 4 o'clock. If you need an overview of MPN, of the Microsoft Partner Program, you can come to the Experience Theater tomorrow. I'll be doing a 20-minute overview. And also on Wednesday, there's a specific session for Partner Technical Services, again, in the Microsoft Partner Network Experience Theater as well. Thank you so much. Make sure you evaluate this session, because that's how I know whether this was useful for you or not, and give us your feedback. Also, there are little cards that are located on this stage here that have all the links that you would require for your partner journey. Make sure you pick one up on your way out. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your Inspire.
Thank you.